Sarah lived a life that testified to her faith: successful business, beautiful home, and vibrant health. She was an advocate for the prosperity gospel, firmly believing and teaching that suffering was merely a symptom of insufficient faith. She stood on the promise: if you believe hard enough, God will heal you and bless you. Her certainty was her shield, and she judged those who suffered as having a hidden lack of trust. Then, tragedy struck her own perfect life. Her son, Ethan, became gravely ill. Sarah prayed relentlessly. She fasted. She performed every visible act of faith, speaking healing into existence with every breath. But Ethan grew worse. As his condition declined, Sarah's world didn't just break, it shattered. The shame was paralyzing. She was convinced her suffering was proof that her faith was a lie and that she had failed God. In her despair, she sought out Pastor Elias, an old man who had served in missions and war zones, a man whose face carried the permanent scars of a life lived close to hardship. Sarah cornered the pastor, her voice tight with pain and betrayal. "You promised me, Pastor. The Bible promises. I had faith. Why did my faith fail my son? Why did God abandon us?" She accused him and God of selling her a false hope. If you like stories that make you reflect on life's choices and overcoming adversity, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next ones. Pastor Elias gently corrected her, his eyes full of compassion. "Sarah," he said, "the promise of the gospel is not freedom from the storm. It is the promise of God's presence in the storm. The lie you believed was a human invention, a spiritual transaction, not divine truth. The men who sold you that promise were selling easy answers, not the truth of the cross." He explained that the deepest faith is not the one that demands healing, but the one that continues to trust God's goodness even when the pain remains. Sarah realized she hadn't trusted God. She had trusted the reward she expected from him. Her faith was not in the divine anchor, but in the guaranteed sunshine. Sarah went back to her son's bedside. She stopped demanding a miracle and started praying for the strength to endure. Her faith did not remove the suffering, but it gave her the peace to face it, knowing she was not alone. She finally found true faith, not as a magical shield, but as an anchor fixed deeply into the steadfast love of God, even in the darkest night. May the story of Sarah remind us that true faith is not a transaction that removes all pain. It is the deep, unwavering trust in God's goodness that sustains us through every storm. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to the channel and come be a part of our community of faith and resilience.